first did was say Jesus. And because I was a teenager, I didn't have the faith that my mama had. So I said, Jesus. And I closed one eye. And I kept the other one open. And I promise you that it was nothing but the Holy Ghost. Because as I looked at the Laurelton Loop, the car stayed in the right lane. And the concrete wall stayed where it was. And the stalled car stayed where it was. But there is something with those white lines. And at the moment my mama said Jesus, the white lines began to expand. And we didn't slow down because we didn't have time to slow down. And we went on through. And Arcel and I looked in the back. And as we looked back, the white lines was going back down. Now I don't know what the other cars did. But I know that all my mama had to say was one name. What's his name? She knew how to pray. She knew how to pray until Shiloh came. She knew how to pray until heaven came down. So the mama told the driver to drive and go forward. And don't just slack down just because I look sleepy. Don't just slack down because I have pain in my eyes. I don't know what your problem is tonight, but you better drive. What does drive mean? It means to have a boost. It means to have force. It means to push. It means to shove. It means to activate. It means to induce. It means to motivate. Come on, Joseph. It means to mobilize. It means to propel. It means to thrust. But one word I like about it, there's a synonym for drive. It means to press. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling. My deliverance, my blessing, my healing, my breakthrough is in my press. Sometimes with tears in my eyes, sometimes with pain in my body, I gotta press. I gotta press. I gotta press. Beside what my friends are doing, beside what society is doing, I gotta press. Drive. And when she got to the town, the Hazak came and he said, woman, what is wrong? And she said, all is well. Because you can't tell everybody all your business. You can't tell everybody because everybody knows somebody. And by the time you get back to church, they've all been whispering. Didn't you hear the woman that was saved? Her son is dead. Didn't you hear the thing that God blessed her with has already died? So she told Gehazi, all is well. Get me to the prophet. Now the prophet was a representation of Jesus. This is why when I come in the church, I enter his gate with thanksgiving in my heart. I enter his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name. For the Lord, he is good, and his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. Now when the prophet came back to the house, Elisha had to do one thing. He shut the door, because sometimes there's too many nosy people in your business. You gotta shut the door. Tell them you see them later. Let God do his work. And the prophet laid on the boy, mouth to mouth, hand to hand, knee to knee, and the boy suddenly got warm. Now warm from dead is good, but it's not good enough. One touch is not good enough. One dance is not good enough. One touch, I need more than a touch. I need to change. I need a change. So we got back on the boy, and something amazing happened. the boy began to sneeze, and the boy sneezed 7 times. As a matter of fact, that's my subject tonight. The Lord is about to make me sneeze. You may say, what kind of subject is that? Well, the boy, he sneezed 7 times. If he sneezed 1 time, it means he was made whole. Had he sneezed 2 times, it means it was a difference between life and death. Had he sneezed 3 times, the Trinity, which is the Holy Ghost, had done the work. Had he sneezed 4 times, it was giving him direction. Had he sneezed 5 times, it was giving him grace. Had he sneezed 6 times, it was that man was doing the work. But 7 means that God, his work is complete in you. Wash me again, save me again, purge me again. Somebody say yes. I want you to notice the physical action of a sneeze. Now for the boy to die of a brain aneurysm, what happens when you sneeze? It is an act of the brain, because the brain sends a signal to the abdominal muscles. The brain sends a signal to the chest muscles. The brain sends a signal to the diaphragm. The brain sends a signal to your vocal cords. The brain sends a signal to your eyelids. How in the world could the boy's brain be already dead? And the prophet prayed the prayer of faith, and the brain was the first thing that awakened in the boy. He sneezed. Somebody make the sound of a sneeze. Now for those of you who still remember grade school, achoo is an onomatopoeia. It means it's a sound word. The first syllable is ah. It means that you gotta take a breath in, because when God breathed into man, he became a living soul. Somebody say ah. Yes. And so the second synonym, the second syllable is the chew. What does it mean? It means whatever irritant is in your body has got to come out with that chew. In other words, what am I saying? When you take a sneeze in the spirit, the devil got to come out, and God has come in. What it means is an internal conversation with God. What happens in America when somebody sneezes? They say achoo. What do you say? And then they say thank you. But this was an internal conversation. The boy sneezed. God said, I'm blessing you. The boy said thank you. Now because he's a God that won't allow praises to come up beside blessing coming down, when the boy said thank you, the boy said thank you Jesus, then God blessed him again. The boy sneezed. God said, I'm blessing you. The boy